Picture a graph with two lines, one for worker productivity, one for median pay. For decades after World War II, these lines rose together: work harder, earn more. This was the American promise, shared prosperity as the middle class grew. Families bought homes, sent kids to college and saved for retirement, but in the late 1970s and early 1980s, the lines split. Productivity soared, but pay for typical workers stagnated. This is the Great Decoupling, the central economic mystery of our time. Why did growing the economy stop meaning bigger paychecks for most? The gap isn't just numbers, it's real life for millions. Trillions in new wealth stopped reaching workers. This isn't about unstoppable technology or fate, it's about choices, new rules, and a shift in power. Understanding this shift explains why so many families feel stuck, working harder but barely keeping up. This is the story of how the American dream was rewritten. Meet Arthur, a 1965 factory worker. He wasn't a manager, but he had a union, his voice at the bargaining table. Through collective bargaining, Arthur and his co-workers negotiated for fair wages and benefits. When the company became more productive, their paychecks grew too. Better pay meant they could buy homes, cars, and support their families. Arthur's job came with health insurance, a pension, and job security. He felt like a partner in the company's success. This was the post-war American bargain: work hard, share in the gains. Unions helped balance power between workers and corporations. The system wasn't perfect, but it built a strong middle class. The rules encouraged stability and broad prosperity. Arthur's story was the American story, one of hope and upward mobility. That balance wouldn't last. In the late 1970s and early 1980s, everything changed. Unions were painted as obstacles, not partners. The government broke strikes and signaled open season on organized labor. Companies fought unions aggressively, and laws made organizing harder. Union membership plummeted, and so did workers' bargaining power. Without unions, wages stagnated, even for non-union workers. The old bargain was broken by design, not by accident. The rules now favored corporate management, not shared prosperity. The era of wage stagnation had begun. As unions weakened, a new corporate philosophy took over: maximize shareholder value. CEOs focused solely on boosting stock prices, not supporting workers or communities. Labor became a cost to cut, not a partner to reward. Profits went to shareholders through stock buybacks and dividends, not to higher wages. Stock buybacks inflated share prices, enriching executives and investors. The idea of corporate social responsibility faded. CEOs were praised for layoffs, not for building stable jobs. Productivity gains no longer meant raises for workers. The new system funneled rewards upward. The partnership between company and worker was replaced by a race for profits. To cut costs, companies found new ways to distance themselves from workers. Outsourcing sent jobs overseas, pressuring Americans to accept less. Subcontracting and franchising let big firms avoid responsibility for pay and conditions. The gig economy classified workers as contractors, not employees. No benefits, no security. Workers bore all the risk, with unpredictable hours and no safety net. Automation became a threat used to keep wages down. These strategies fractured the workplace and weakened worker power. The result: more insecurity, less bargaining power, and stagnant pay. The tools changed, but the goal was the same: keep labor costs low. The gains from productivity kept flowing upward. So where did all the extra wealth from rising productivity go? Mostly to the top executives and shareholders. CEO pay exploded, from 20 times the average worker's salary to over 300 times. Trillions went to stock buybacks and dividends, not to workers or innovation. Corporate profits hit record highs, concentrating wealth at the top. The system became a closed loop: profits, executive bonuses, and shareholder gains. The wage stagnation machine was working as intended. The money didn't disappear, it was redirected. The link between pay and productivity was severed by design. The graph of diverging lines tells the story of a massive, deliberate transfer of wealth. Let's return to Arthur's family. Arthur retired with a pension and security. His grandson David, despite a college degree, faces a different reality. The factory is gone, replaced by low-wage, unstable jobs. David works for a contractor with no union, no guaranteed hours, and expensive health insurance. He drives for a ride-share app to make ends meet. He works more than Arthur ever did, but can't get ahead. Buying a home is out of reach. The decoupling of pay and productivity created a generational divide. Hard work no longer guarantees security. The middle class is hollowing out, and inequality is rising. This isn't just economics, it's about fairness and opportunity. To fix it, we must rethink the rules that now favor the wealthy.